Hello and welcome to the first video in our series on Gearcity. For those of you who do not know, Gearcity is basically a business management game. Um, it's an open beta right now. I would highly recommend that you go buy it. And what this video is going to be about is some little tips that I've picked up to maybe help improve your gameplay. Um, as you can see, I've started this game in 1927. We have $5 billion in the bank, 336 million in profit this month, and I started on the ultra-violent nightmare level of difficulty. So um, maybe some of these tips can help improve your gameplay, or at least waste some of your time. I don't know. But let's jump right into that. The first top tip for you is to build your parts cheap and to upgrade them. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm going to build just a kind of generic cheap uh, frame. And what I do is I just turn these dials way down. I'm doing this pretty fast, but you'll get the idea. That we're just aiming to make this as cheap as we can. I'm going to make this as quick as I can, simply for the sake of this video. But I'm turning these dials way down. And let me see if there's anything else. I think that's it. So you'll notice basically the material cost is $38 per unit, which is like nothing. And the rating's not bad, but we can improve it later. So let's build this sucker, the I-20. We're going to go to the office and kind of wait this out. 3 months. This might take a while. Might have to pause the video. Okay, our chassis is done, and now what we're going to do is go in and modify that thing. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We made the I-20. You can see that the current rating is 47. And what we're going to do is going to do a major modification on it. It's only going to cost us $50,000. The rating is going to go up to 62. So we built this part really cheap. It's still inexpensive at $39, but now it's a really good part. In fact, I'm going to modify it again. Now it's a 69. Yeah, it's a 69 in rating. And so you can see you can make parts really inexpensively, but make them really good. And this is the secret to building the best cars in the game. Our second top tip is to, especially when you're starting out, build relatively few parts. What do I mean? Let me give you an example. In 1915, I built 3 chassis. A small one that was inexpensive, a standard size one, and one built for luxury. That's what I built all of my cars on. And I had the full lineup of vehicles in 1915, and I managed to use these parts simply by upgrading them and things all the way until 1922. Now, it doesn't seem like it'd be a huge amount of savings, but trust me, especially when you're starting, building relatively few parts and upgrading them like we just showed gets you a real long way. Okay, our third top tip is to always play with these dials. Now, what I've got here is just some random car that I kind of made for an example. But what I really want to show is pay attention to the project costs and the completion date. By adjusting this development pace slider, I can achieve a car that has the same completion date but doesn't cost me as much. As you can see, I can have a car that's still made in September, completed in September, but now it is $100,000 cheaper to build the project. By the end of the game, this doesn't really matter so much, but trust me, in the beginning, $100,000 is make it or break it. And so always play with your sliders. Always try and dial them in very specifically. Another example for you would be, if I can get to the right place, bonds. Think about it. If I was to issue a bond, the coupon rate would be 10.8%. I'd have an annual payment 926 million. But if I dial it down a little bit, I can have one come due the same year, but the coupon rate 10.6. I'm saving $20 million a year in payments. So always adjust your sliders. Okay, and my final top tip is to always buy stocks and invest in companies. It is so important and such a great way to make money. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This month I had 546 million in revenue. 341 million of that came from dividend income. That's right. In 1927 I'm making over 300 million in dividends. How? Well, I bought companies. For example, AOS. I own enough of their stock, over 50%, so that I can adjust the dividend rate. So I have this sucker maxed out so that I'm making $2 million per quarter off of them. Another example is Brenalor. I'm making $80 million per quarter off of this company. And I don't really care if I bankrupt their company or not, to be honest, because I'm always making my money. If they go under, that's their problem. And it's kind of ruthless, but you will always get ahead. If you buy their stocks, you can sell them, you can get paid dividends. If you buy the companies, you get their factories, and you can sell their marks. Typically, the way I grow in the beginning, after I have my first factory, is to buy another company, steal their factories, sell their name, take the cash, and run. So I think that's going to conclude all of my top tips for you in this little video. I hope maybe one of them can help you. If not, I'm happy to have wasted about 8 minutes of your time. For more information on Gearcity, more tutorials, more random dumb BS, come check us out on our page. Come like us. Do whatever it is people do on YouTube. I'm not really familiar. But until next time, you have a great day.